Hello and welcome to another edition of My Retired Life. Today, before I get into the boredom, I want to clear up some stuff in the comments. First of all, negative comments towards me or anybody else will be deleted if I see them. I get a lot of comments, but they will be deleted. Any person leaving advice to somebody for financial advice, I will remove those comments. I am not a financial planner, nor do I promote anybody in the comments to promote a financial planner, whether it be scam or real. If you want to find a financial planner, please find your own, on your own, not through my comments or through my channel. Thank you. Now on to the video. Now, on a lot of the comments that I've been seeing on my channel is that they're not ready for retirement, or they're bored, or they don't know what to do. Well, hobbies are a great thing to do. Now, I got a list here of 10 top hobbies, but before that, we'll go into a little bit why they're so important. And then I'll go into one of my favorite hobbies, and maybe we can get you interested in that too. So what is a hobby? A hobby is something that piques your interest and you are enthusiastic and get pleasure from, right? It's that simple. Any activity that you get some pleasure out of can be a hobby, whether it's intellectual, puzzles, physical, exercise, creative, crocheting, knitting, whatever you may be. But that is a hobby. Now, to get to those hobbies, you have to spend some time, and making time is probably a priority if you're bored. For me, I can do a YouTube video, which is one of my hobbies, or I can do my photography. Hint, hint, that's coming up later. So if you're having trouble getting over that hill to get interested in a hobby, you have to make time for it. Some people have to allot time for it. Like every Monday at 8 a.m., I'm going to do a jigsaw puzzle and have a coffee with my breakfast. You actually have to slot a time in, much like when you were working, right? If you were working, you had a meeting at 10 o'clock in the morning, you were there at 10 o'clock in the morning to do that meeting. Same thing goes for hobbies and people not getting into something or a routine. Some people need structure still, and they have to do the timing thing. So you say 2 o'clock Monday afternoons, this is what I'm going to do. For me, 10 o'clock Wednesday mornings, I'm out having coffee with my buddies. I'm the youngest of the seniors there, and we're out having coffee and discussing politics and movies and everything else. I consider that kind of a hobby or a social hobby, getting out and meeting people and doing things. Hobbies do that too. If you get out and you go to a workshop for knitting, just throwing stuff out there, or woodwork, or whatever you want, you've got structure and you're committed to making that happen. That helps a lot. It really, really does. Especially if you don't, or you can't interchange times really quickly. Structure sometimes is needed to do the things that you're happy with. Now we're going to talk about the overall well-being of a hobby or something that you enjoy doing, right? Don't be scared to phone a club and say, hey, I'm interested in woodwork and I don't have the tools, but you have a shop there, can I come out every Wednesday when you have your meetings? Again, structure, 7 o'clock Wednesday nights, you're going to go out and do some woodwork, you're going to meet some people, and you're going to have pleasurable time. It beats depression. You don't have to do it every day. If you need structure, set a time to do it once a week. Really reflect and see what you wanted to do when you were younger, and do it here now as you're older. You've got time. Generally, you've got the money to do things. There's lots of inexpensive hobbies. Do you have a cell phone? You can do photography. You can make videos. You can join YouTube for nothing. But to get out of the funk of just being bored, you have to take action. You have to quote Nike, just do it. Just do it. And you'll find that depression's down, your anxiety's up, your happiness is up, you're socially more out with people, And that you don't know where it can lead to. Maybe they're by themselves too, and you both wanted to take a cruise at one time, but it's expensive to cruise by yourself. But with a partner, you can split the costs. The variations are immense on what you can do with a hobby. Make a routine if you're bored. A lot of us don't have that problem. A lot of us, myself included, I can go on a dime and do something else. So many things that I could do, or if somebody asked me to do something new, yeah, mark me down, I'll try it. I might like it, I might not like it. Or I might just say no because it's not for me. I know it's not for me. Hobbies also reduce stress, big time. When you are doing a hobby or something you enjoy, and you're focused on it, your stress levels are gone. When I go out for a walk or a photo walk and take some photos of flowers or trees or whatever, I'll just go for a walk with a camera. If I'm sitting around and going, oh, I'm bored, I'll pick up my camera, walk down the street and look for things to photograph, different ways to photograph them. And when I do that, I am like a pig in poop, like I said in a previous video. I'm a pig in poop with a camera. Everything is oblivious. That means stress levels. There's none. When I go out, the biggest stress level is, would you hurry up and pose for me, Mr. Squirrel? Which they never do. They photobomb me like inchworms, but they don't pose. It also promotes good mental health, right? Again, getting out of the funk, getting out of the boredom, getting out of sadness, it helps your mental game. It really, really does. Facebook has lots of places that have hobbies on them. Join their group, discuss. You might even find something there new that you might like. Check out Hobbies, anything that you might want to do. And you will find people in the same interests, but they won't come to you. That's an important note. That's an important note. They will not come to you. You have to go to them. In other words, go to a club and everything else. Now, here's the top 10 list of the hobbies for retired people. Number 1, you don't even have to leave the house for this one, is gardening. Looking after a garden, weeding it, and you reap what you sow. So if you put tomatoes in there, you're going to have the best bacon and tomato sandwiches you ever had. I know, my wife grows tomatoes, and they are the best tomato sandwiches you could ever have. Walking. Again, free, and it's good for you. It's good exercise. It's all good. I love walking my dogs in the morning. I don't care how slow they go or how many fire hydrants or trees they pee on. But that's number 2. Number 3, again, not expensive. Puzzles. Whether it's Sudoku, you can do word find, you can do actual crossword puzzles. There's all kinds of puzzles on your phone. Another inexpensive one, number 4, is journaling. If you're going to journal and pass it on to your grandkids, don't just sit and say, I watched a movie. It's okay to do that once in a while. Don't just sit there and say, I'm going to do a movie. Say, I went out for a walk, took some photographs of a squirrel. Now, whether you do it hard copy, like in a scrapbook type of thing, those are memories that you could pass on to your family. Number 5 is fishing. Fishing is just a rod and some reels, and you can go to a dock or out to a lake, or some even have local fishing. Buy a rod and some hooks and you're set. Doesn't cost you anything to fish when you're over 65 in Manitoba. You have to have a fishing license, but it's free. Fishing was number 5. Number 6 is cooking. Yeah. There's a little price to this because you have to go to the store and buy ingredients, but why not do cooking, different types of cooking, Chinese cooking, Vietnamese cooking, barbecue, different types of salads, different types of cakes, whatever you want to cooking or bake, you could do. It's not that expensive. Even though you're at home, you're doing something. Bake cookies and take them to your retired friends. Bake a cake and share it with somebody. Number 7 is exercise. Now that might mean a gym membership, or it might mean buying some weights, or one of those exercise machines. But once you have it, there's no cost to it after. So exercise is a good one. And it keeps your stress levels down, your blood pressure down, everything else. And you always feel good after you exercise for some strange reason. Number 8, reading. Again, not expensive. There's so much knowledge to be had, and it's relaxing. You get into it. You read a couple chapters, put it down, save it for next week to carry on. Or, you know, just keep reading till you fall asleep. And then the funny part is you have to remember where you left off before you fell asleep. But I know this from experience. And books don't have to be expensive. You can go to thrift stores and find all kinds of books. Number 9 is music and a musical instrument. Once you've got the instrument, you can go to YouTube and take lessons. YouTube has all kinds of how to play the guitar, how to play the piano, how to play basic flute, harmonica in 3 easy lessons. You can find all that stuff on YouTube. So it doesn't cost you a lot of money to take up an instrument. It will take you time, which is part of your hobby, to learn the instrument. Number 10 is art. It could be crocheting, it could be knitting, it could be painting, it could be woodworking, you're creating something, it could be embroidery, it could be, my favorite art is photography, because I can't paint worth doo-doo. That's why I do photography. Now again, there's lots of YouTube videos on how to do things in photography to be good at it. The thing about photography is you do not need to spend money on a camera, your cell phone, a point and shoot, a used camera. You can buy some digital used cameras for next to nothing. They will work fine, and if you really like doing it, you will invest more, or not. But it gets you out to take pictures, and it could be of any subject, absolutely any subject. If you do take up photography or interested in photography, I do have another YouTube channel, and it's about photography. So that's the end of this video. Check out this one, YouTube will recommend it, or you can check out this one where I do my photography. And we're going to call this one done.